Good morning, class. Nice to see you all again. I am talking today about Amnesty International. Amnesty International is a global movement of more than 7 million people who take injustice personally. Amnesty International is campaigning for a world where human rights are enjoyed by all of us. It can be it can be it can be me, it can be all of us. They are funded by members and people just like you. They are independent of any political ideology. They are independent of any economic interest or any religion interest. So, no government is beyond scrutiny and no situation is beyond hope. Few would have predicted that when they started, that torturers would become international outlaws, that most countries would abolish the death penalty, and seemingly untouchable dictators would be made to answer for their crimes. The stated objective of the organization is to conduct research and generate action to prevent and end grave abuses of human rights and to demand justice to those whose rights have been violated. Amnesty International was founded in London in 1961 following the publication of an article called The Forgotten Prisoners in the newspaper The Observer on May 28, 1961. And this movement was made to draw attention to human rights abuses and campaigns for compliance with international laws and standards. It does work to mobilize public opinion, to put pressure on local governments that let abuse take place. The organization was awarded in 1977 the Nobel Prize for Peace for its campaign against torture, and the United Nations Prize in the field of human rights in 1978. In the field of international human rights organization, Amnesty has the longest history and broadest name recognition and is believed by many countries and people to set standards for the movement as a whole. So some quick facts about Amnesty International and what they actually try to work on. So war crimes or other violations of the laws of war were carried out in at least 18 countries. Armed groups committed abuses in at least 35 countries. That's more than 20% of the countries Amnesty International investigated. Refugees and immigrants were at particular risk. In 2014, more than 3,400 people are believed to have drowned in the Mediterranean Sea trying to reach Europe. Of the 4 million refugees who fled Syria, 95% of them were being hosted in neighboring countries. Almost 3/4 of governments, that's 119 countries out of 160 countries, arbitrarily restricted freedom of expression. There were crackdowns on press freedom in many countries, with newspapers being forcibly closed and journalists threatened. So more than a third of governments locked up prisoners of conscience, people who were simply exercising their rights and their freedoms. So 58% of countries conducted unfair trials. In unfair trials, justice is not served for the accused, the victim of the crime, or the public. 82% were 131 countries out of 160 countries tortured or otherwise ill-treated people. And about 28 countries around the world have laws which completely ban abortion, even in cases where a woman's life or health is in danger, and even in cases of rape. So to deny people their human rights is to challenge their very humanity. If someone needs to express their gender in a way that is different, that is okay. They don't deserve to be victims of violence. If you are uncomfortable with it, then you need to look at yourself. It means a great deal to those who are oppressed to know that they are not alone. Never let anyone tell you what you are doing is insignificant. Peace does not mean putting an end to violence or war, but to all other factors that threaten peace, such as discrimination, such as inequality, such as poverty. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. So the candle burns not for us, but for all those whom we failed to rescue from prison, for those who were shot on the way to prison, for those who were tortured, who were kidnapped, who disappeared. That's what the candle is for. Peace can only last where human rights are respected, where the people are fed, and where individuals and nations are free. We cannot kill the truth. We cannot kill the justice. We cannot kill what we are fighting for. So get up, stand up, right? Stand up for your rights. And again, get up, stand up, don't give up the fight. So I'm encouraging all of you to donate just as much as you can. You will be joining more than 7 million people around the world in an effective independent organization fighting to free prisoners of conscience, abolish the death penalty, stop violence against women, and ensure that every person enjoys full human rights. So, thank you very much.